Greetings, Dumelang Sanbonani, Makadi, Maswera say, respectful and ancestral greetings to everybody who comes here today. This is Ugogo Udumezweni and you are tuned into iDlozi Nomundo Omusha. Remember, these are personal reflective journals. They are in no way a representation of somebody else's journey, but my own personal experiences. If you're new in this channel, please like the channel, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and let us know that you are here. With that said, let us delve into today's topic. Today's topic is breaking generational curses, the liberation of the self and the ancestors. Right? So, what are we talking about when we talk about generational curses? Such a word that we've had, such a caption that we put in our social media posts all the time. We are a generation that is breaking generational curses. But what exactly are we talking about when we speak of generational curses? By definition, we are talking about the curses or the sins that we have inherited based on the beliefs and the action of our own ancestors. Those who follow Christianity, they would know that this is the gospel that they sometimes preach, that the sins of the father will befall the children. Same concept. These are generational curses, right? How do we identify generational curses? Maybe we need to start there before we move elsewhere. When you look at an overview of your entire family, you find that there are things, patterns that are very much consistent from one generation to the other. I'm making an example. Let's say you look at an overview of your family and you do see that there is a consistency of promiscuity within the family. That could be a generational curse. There is a consistency of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and substance abuse. That could be a generational curse. There is a consistency of failed marriages and marriages that really do not work. That could be a generational curses. You look at the overview of the family and maybe you feel that, you know what, we are actually a family that is blessed financially, but we don't see what happens or where our money goes or what we do with our money. That could be a result of generational curses, right? So, once you have identified these things, kudos to you. Remember, how generational curses thrive, it's from one generation seeing and identifying a pattern, or sometimes not seeing and carrying it over to the next generation. And so it becomes a part of the family's identity. I'll make an example. Within Black family structures, you find that we've got a thing where we say something happens within the family. It's a trait that each and everyone in the family has, and we say this is who we are, yet we don't strive to change this, right? So within ancestral work and within some of the things that we are called to do, what we are called for is healing our own selves. How does a generational curse become a hindrance? That it needs attention and it needs to be healed, right? You find that sometimes what is happening in the spirit realm is that there are ancestors that are not able to cross over based on the sins that they have done while they were still alive, and so they need us to then liberate them by healing these certain curses so that they can cross over to Ezweni Lamatong, right? The calling could be about that. It could be that within the work that you're called to do, parts and bits of it is about changing the family, the way that you've done things, and the outcome for the entire family with regards to life in general, right? But also it could be about healing these generational curses so that some of the ancestors that have called you to office are able to cross over, right? So the work of generational curses or healing generational curses is more about the bigger picture. It's not about me as an individual, but it's about me and the people within the family and the people that have also passed on that need healing. All right. So, how then do we heal generational curses? And today I am sharing again, remember I said personal experiences, personal story, personal journey, how I have healed and I still continue to heal some of the generational curses. Identification, like I said, having an overview of the family and identifying the patterns, right? How do you then change these things for the better, and create a better path for the generation that then follows? Once you've identified something, you are able to work with it because you're working with something that you already know, right? You must know something first so that you would know how to change it. You must know how it affects your life. You must know how or what areas in your life this thing affect and how has it done so, right? So that you're able to change that direction, so that you are able to come up with strategies and strategize how I'm going to change this. How am I going to create a new pattern, right? Yes, so identifying and changing. If you've identified that the major problem within the family is that, or maybe the major problem is that we've got these petty family issues where cousins hate each other for no apparent reason, and this could merely be because of a generational curse that has been passed over from ancient siblings that had an issue, and now it ends up affecting this now generation that is living now. Find that cousins don't like each other, they're always into petty fights. Once you've identified that, it means that you can actually try to create a relationship with those people, try to talk things out with those people, try to create a better way of relating with each other. Once you've done that, you've changed the direction. You're no longer following the pattern of hating each other for no apparent reason, right? Meaning that now you are creating another path. There's always been one path where we hate each other for not knowing, we don't even know why we hate each other, right? But you saying, I'm going to maintain a relationship, I'm going to create a new relationship, create a new way of relating with each other. What you're doing is opening up another route so that whoever comes after you knows that there's now an option. I don't have to align to that path. I can actually align to the other path, meaning you have created now dual paths. It's no longer one singular way within which things are done within the family. Secondly, having conversations. And I'm going to say this. Part of breaking generational curses is about having the difficult conversations that we are not able, or that the elders within the family are not able to have, are not able to facilitate and have, right? One thing with our generation is that we are a generation that is not afraid of leading a revolution. We're not afraid of speaking about things. We're not afraid of being outright and talking about things that are happening that we don't like, that we want to change, that right? And so having those conversations, remember you've identified things that are wrong within your particular family, within your particular lineage, addressing those issues. I want you to be aware, once you start having those conversations, you're not going to be the family's favorite, because what you're going to do is that you're going to propose to open up the closets of the family, that the elders that have been there before you have decided that we know that the skeletons, and we're going to keep these skeletons closed. So once you say, I want us to have these conversations and sit down and talk about these things within the family, what you're going to be doing is saying, I want to open that closet that I know has got skeletons, so that we address those skeletons in the closet, meaning that so many people are then going to be implicated in things that have gone wrong in the family. So you're not going to be the favorite. And not everybody is going to want to participate in that conversation, but you should be glad. And you should always appreciate if there's 2 or 3 that participate in that conversation and participate in that act, because it means you are planting a seed. The next generation already knows bits and pieces. That's how we are changing what? The family dynamic with regards to generational curses, right? That's where you are creating now, or you are attempting to create healthier structures within the family, right? And that's how you're going to identify. That's how I found that dealing with generational curses has helped. Conversation, have the uncomfortable conversation. It doesn't matter how uncomfortable it is, have it. Identify and try to change it, right? And last, why is it important that we address generational curses? Why? Or why is it that you find that our ancestors probe us to change generational curses? One, it's for them in as much as it's for us, right? So it's a duality of need going on there. Our ancestors find themselves in a point where some of them are not able to cross over because somebody needs to liberate the actions that in which they've done the wrong. Somebody needs to right the wrongs that they have done while they were here, so that they can be accepted into the ancestral realm. That's number 1. Number 2, we find ourselves sitting with inherited trauma over things that we have not done. And so part of healing work, it's not only about healing others, but also it's about healing our own genetics and healing our own DNA and healing our own selves, so that we become better individuals, better healers, and better people. All right? It's a contribution towards shadow work. You must be able to address your own shadows before you can sit with somebody else and say, hey, this is your problem, right? Once you address your own shadows, once you're aware of your own shadows, once you're aware of some of the influences in your own reality, you are able to better understand yourself as a spiritual being, right? And also, we address generational cases because if we don't, which means there is no hope for the future, because we bring children who'll bring children who'll bring children that carry this thing over, that carry this particular curse over that we have carried. So also it's about writing the DNA of the family. It's about writing the lineage so that the next generation that comes finds themselves in a better space than the space that you as a person that has experienced that generational curse has found themselves in. I hope I did try to wrap up this episode. Oh my goodness, I've been trying to not make it long. I don't want it to be above 15 minutes. I just want to give you guys a shot. Yes, so this is it. This is my offering for today. If you have come thus far, remember to like the channel, remember to subscribe to the channel, remember to share the channel. Also leave your comments. I don't know what the next episode is going to be about, but hopefully the spirit and what you guys write to me will inspire the next episode. Meanwhile, remember you are loved, remember you are provided for, remember there's always a bigger force at play. With that said, Thokozani, 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 Thokozani.